Welcome, my ladies. This is Joseph Darling, tuning in now on the It's Him channel for you guys to learn how to be more feminine and how to figure out this male and female dynamics situation. Because right now in this world today, relationships are very confusing. And people are getting together and then breaking up, but then having had sex, making it a huge deal. So let's talk about it. What does it mean to be feminine? Because people are very confused. And if you're watching this channel, that means that you actually want to be feminine. It's just that, you have masculine sides of yourself and you don't know what to do about it. And on this channel, we want you to retain your femininity. You grow up with it, hopefully. If you're being in a protective environment where you have a father who loves you, who takes care of you, who provides for you, and you have a mother who's feminine herself, then you will grow up to be feminine. And you'll be feminine for quite some time until you probably rebel against your parents, and then you have sex, obviously, with the guy that's probably older than you. And the more heartache and issues and problems and rejection that you go through, the more and more masculine you become. And as you become more masculine, you then become distrusting of guys, obviously, because they've hurt you in the past, so they're probably going to hurt you in the future. And you start either going straight towards rejection because you want to become independent and hardened and go that direction, or you stay in your shell, but you just, you still have your masculine side and you don't really know what to do about the situation because it's a really tough world out there. So, what does it mean to be feminine? We're going to go through that now. All these things, I promise you, you want to have. And this channel is to give you solutions for these things. How can you have all these things? Okay, so let's keep it simple. Being feminine means that you easily fall in love. You fall in love and you have, your emotions are amazing all over the place. Being feminine means that you also allow your emotions to roam, to explore, to go places. Because your emotions is who you are. Being feminine means that you're in tune with your heart and what your heart is telling you. Being feminine means that you allow emotions to run their course. It means that you take action on your emotions. It means that you're not being disciplined. Being feminine means that you allow yourself to let go. It means that you are comfortable with your sexuality. If you're very young, I don't recommend that you're comfortable with your sexuality at that point in time. There's a time and a place for that. But if you're feminine, then sex is a very important part of who you are. And it is feminine. Very often people think that men, they are the ones who are all about sex, but it's really a feminine trait that women would love to have part of their lives. But unfortunately today is very often guys have to get girls drunk in order for them to feel feminine. And when they feel feminine, then they're more apt to being sexually involved with that guy. So it's kind of like this thing going on there with women being too masculine, and because of being too masculine, they're not able to let themselves go. They're not able to get out of their heads. Being feminine means that you also don't worry about things. You're not in the future and you're not in the past, but you're in the now. How do you get to accomplish that? It's hard because men have this ability of compartmentalizing things, of having the past be a separate thing, having the now be a separate thing, and having the future as a separate thing. And then planning accordingly and working around and learning and thinking. And guys love that stuff. Women might love it too, but the more they think, the less they'll be in tune with their emotions and their hearts. And that's a problem. Very often if you're feminine, when you're in the now, you only have positive aspects of the future in the now. You long for the future because you know it's going to be fantastic. In terms of the past, you only have happy memories. There's been no people who have hurt you. There's no people who've rejected you. There's no time when you've been embarrassed. There's no time when things that have happened to you that you regret. That's what it means to be feminine. To be able to be in the now because you've been protected by a father or by a man who loved you and who adored you and made sure that you managed to stay in your little bubble of not having to be rejected or embarrassed, and who allows you to know that you will always have everything that you want, no matter what. Sometimes it may take time before you actually get what you want, but you'll always get it. And this guy, he will make sure that you do. That's what it means to be feminine. Right now, I'm not saying that you have to be these things. I'm just explaining what is being feminine. And doing what you're doing today might not assist you towards retaining your youth and femininity. What you're doing today, if you're in the majority of women, you might be going out during the weekends. I'm talking, the early years. You might be going the weekends, drinking. You might be having sex with multiple guys. You might be working hard, being a workaholic. You might be very disciplined in the way you handle problems and having to-do lists and all those things. Like, those things are not helping you to remain in your femininity. But what are you going to do? You're not the one that we should blame. The people we blame are the men. It's him. It's his fault. I'm just explaining to you right now what it means to be feminine. Another one is, since you're able to be in your emotions, you're able to predict the future emotionally. Women who are in contact with their femininity can sense things. They have this intuition of when things are happening. Naturally. Guys don't have that, but women have these sensors that keeps them safe and that keeps their families safe. Another one is that they're able to be one with nature. Feminine women know and understand what nature is, and they're able to be one with that and feel nature. Being one with, just simply being able to be good, submissive, kind, loving, all of those wonderful things that are in the world today, that's part of femininity. The more masculine you become, the more rejection you go through, the less you retain of that femininity and that wonderful aspect of things that keeps you in the now, that keeps you bubbly and joyful and those things. Being feminine means that you love being with other women. You absolutely love it. Especially feminine women. Masculine women very often can't handle feminine women, and so they try to stay away. Very often masculine girls spend time with guys because they're easier to handle. But if you're a feminine woman, you thrive on being around feminine women because you share, you like, you care for, you support, you comfort, it's all included in this femininity. But without the help of guys, without the help of men, you will not be able to retain your femininity because in the world that's today, the world is telling you to be independent. The world is telling you to take care of yourself. Don't trust guys. The world is telling you that you should get your own money, your own finances. You should work hard. You should develop your own business. You should become free on your own self. Don't rely on guys. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. I recommend that you only rely on guys who are reliable. And then the question is, well, are there any good guys left? That's my last video. And yes, there are. The problem is you're not attracted to them. Very often you're attracted to the bad guy. That's bad for you. That's normal. That's like if you are one of those who are attracted to a nice guy, that guy is an exception to the rule because he's actually managed to become masculine, take responsibility, and take you to where you want to go. That's fantastic if you're in love with such a guy like that. But if you're just in love with the night, or you want to be together with the nice guy because he doesn't hurt your feelings and you can trust him, and he's reliable right now in the beginning, eventually he probably won't be, because you expect growth, you expect results, you expect to get things that you want. If not now, at least at some point later. But if you see no signs of progress, then why are you even investing in this guy? That's what you're thinking. We want to find guys that you know and that you can trust will take you to where you want to go. And that's our job as the hosts of this channel. Anyway, I hope that you got something out of this. And if you did, comment down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. And let's take your femininity to a whole nother level. This is the It's Him channel. I'll see you again tomorrow.